If you've ever been involved with your church's social media accounts, you probably know how easy it is to be repetitive. It can feel like you're just posting the same stuff over and over again. So we want to help you with that. By the end of this video, you'll learn 5 social media ideas for posts that are anything but ordinary, and we'll show you real examples of what this can look like.
Well, hey there, and welcome to Pro Church Tools, the show to help you share the message of Jesus while we navigate the biggest communication shift in 500 years. I'm your host, Alex Mills, joined as always by Brady Shearer.
Alex, every day you should be posting on social media.
Yep.
Every day I run out of ideas of what to post on social media. And I don't think that I'm alone there.
No.
I think a lot of churches, they know that social is important.
Yeah, if you're running out of ideas, then the rest of us are surely fresh out of ideas.
That's fair. And especially because the person who's posting on social for a church is not likely a full-time social media individual.
Right.
They've got other tasks, and so social is maybe not top of mind for them. And so we wanted to explain and share 5 different templates for social media, archetypes that are almost certainly something that you have never seen or done before. These are against the grain. They are not thing you've done before.
They're going to stop somebody's scroll for sure.
Well, let's talk about the goal of social, because you know what you could do on social to get a lot of engagement? There's a lot of things that you can do that are not necessarily going to be in tune with what you should be trying to accomplish. We think every church, basically you got 3 aims on social. The first is to stop the scroll. Attention, it's the most valuable commodity your church can possess. If you don't have someone's attention, it doesn't matter how great your social post is, and that's why you need to stop the scroll.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do to stop people from scrolling, and then you have the opportunity to accomplish the next 2 aims with your social posting, which is to start meaningful conversation and provoke spiritual practice.
Yeah.
So the goal isn't just tons of likes and tons of comments. Those have a place and can be meaningful identifying metrics, but those aren't the goal themselves. The goal, stop the scroll, start meaningful conversation, provoke spiritual practice.
Nice.
The first post that we've been experimenting with within our social program, and all of these posts come from our social program. If you want to know more about it, you can shoot us an email, hello@prochurchtools.com. This first post example is the 20-second Bible lesson. We wanted to promote biblical literacy with this type of post because we think that biblical literacy is, at a probably low standard or lower. I was going to say all-time low. There's no way that's true.
Right.
But it's lower than I think we would like it to be
Right,
within
yeah.
our churches. And so we took this idea of, all right, in less than 20 seconds, how can we share some fun, some interesting Bible trivia with this list post? So in this first example, we talk about how the Bible is made up of 66 different books. It was written by 40 different people from different backgrounds over the course of about 1,500 years, and it is the best-selling and most widely distributed book of all time.
Some fun facts.
Almost certainly, there are people in your church that don't know 1, 2, or all 3 of those things.
They thought it was written with the literal hand of God at one moment in time.
Exactly. And now this explains, that's interesting. That helps me understand what I'm reading a little bit better.
Yeah.
Another example here, we said, did you know many of the world's most popular names come from the Bible? Like Jacob, like Sarah, like James. Did you know the longest word in the Bible is also a name?
Go ahead.
Mahershala Hashbaz, the prophet Isaiah's son, and interestingly also the inspiration for the name Mahershala Ali.
That's going to be our next social post. Did you know fun facts about celebrity names and their origins?
Why must you be the way that you are? Another example of this post archetype, we talked about how the shortest Bible verse contains just 2 words. Jesus wept. That's from John 11:35. But did you know that the second shortest Bible verse, it's also just 2 words? Rejoice always. 1 Thessalonians 5:16. The longest verse, Esther 8:9, clocking in at over 80 words in the ESV translation.
Longest chapter?
Psalm 119.
Yes.
Let's go!
Nice. My grandmother has that whole chapter memorized in the King James Version.
Really?
She's a legend.
Wow, I thought I was good with the Beatitudes.
Nope, she got you.
All right, Grandma, I see you. Post archetype number 2, would you rather? We
love
took
this
the
one.
would you rather approach and applied it to fun Bible topics. So let's go through this quickly, Alex. Would you rather build the ark or name the animals?
Come on, I'm not picking up a hammer. I'm naming the animals.
The only reason I think that you building the ark would be better is because I think that once you got to the acquiring the animals part, you as the young David Suzuki would be able. This dude is crazy. We went to the cottage last weekend. He had been there a total of 6 minutes. He goes down to the water. He runs up. He's like, I caught a fish. It's like the size of his torso. I'm like, where did you get? He's like, I just caught this fish, man. We'll be driving in the desert, going 60 miles an hour. True story again, in the Mojave Desert. He's like, stop.
Stop the car.
There's no one within 60 miles of us. He's like, there's a tarantula on the road. Back up. I back up like 100 meters, and there's this giant tarantula, giant for a spider, but still, how do you spot that going 60 miles an hour? He'll just hear a bird and he'll be like, cockatoo. It's like, dude.
I'm naming the animals for
So
sure.
if there was like, you know, obviously you would name the animals, but like if there was one animal that was like, they're having trouble, like wrangling
I'd be
up.
the wrangler.
Yeah, you would just be like,
I'd be the
"Sorry,
cowboy."
You're
I
the
got it.
horse whisperer for all animals, all of God's creation. Would you rather see one of Jesus' miracles or listen to one of his sermons?
Do I get to choose the sermon?
Nope. It's a lottery
Oh.
sermon. You might get a good one, like Sermon on the Mount. You
Okay.
might get a bad one.
Then I have-
Although I guess there's no bad one.
I have to see the miracle then because like all the miracles were pretty great.
The ones that
some of
were
the sermons be
recorded.
like, Jesus, I didn't need to hear that.
I didn't say it was one of Jesus' recorded sermons or recorded miracles. You're just going to see like an everyday miracle.
Yeah. I'm still going with the miracle.
All right.
Yeah, need a little bit of
An
faith.
everyday miracle. What an oxymoron.
Yeah.
Would you rather have the strength of Samson or the wisdom of Solomon?
Well, I have Samson's hair, so I'm going to go with the wisdom of Solomon on this one.
Would you rather see God creating the world or Jesus rising from the grave?
Oh, I wasn't ready for that.
That's a new one. I didn't tell you that one
Yeah.
yet.
You got to see the Lord walk out of that grave.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
But imagine him just like shaping the entire universe.
Yeah. That might be anticlimactic because like he kind of just said it and then it was like poof, it was there. So it's like, oh, well, that was quick.
Third post archetype is the Bible lottery.
This is the kind of engagement that you can have in the comment section. That's what these posts serve to accomplish is, and we actually just posted the one about the ark and the animals on our Facebook page, and it was a blast. Like people love that stuff. So these conversations, they're fun. We're having fun, but it's a great way to use social and to engage with people who are part of your church.
It's fun conversation. It's based around the Bible. And then when you get to church, you know, grandma's going to come up and be like, how dare you want to build the ark?
Yeah.
You should be naming the animals, grandson. And then you've got stuff going. Number 3, the Bible lottery. The way this worked was we asked church volunteers and leaders to share with us their favorite Bible passages. And we compiled 10 of them. And then we asked people comment below with a number from 1 to 10. And we'll give you a passage of scripture to read today based on those suggestions.
Love this one.
We've also done this with an extremely fast rotating GIF where you have 10 frames basically, and you ask people to just click pause, and then whatever frame they land on,
nice.
when they click pause, that's the passage that they should go read. The
Sweet.
Bible lottery. Number 4, the how-to post. One of the best frameworks we found for blog posts when it comes to ranking in Google and reader engagement are the how-to posts. I think because it gives readers confidence that they can do something themselves. It's like explanatory. It's like why we love recipes. Like, I could cook something like that. Wow. So we took that idea, we'd applied it to social. So in this first example, we said,
How to build an ark.
gosh. I mean, the Bible does give some pretty like
That's true. All the instructions are there. You just give them the scripture reference. Nice.
I mean, maybe that's for next month.
Yeah.
This first one, how to survive a difficult season.
Oh, okay.
So, inspired by Psalm 16:8, we said, declare. Number 1, I know God is always with me. Number 2, He is near. And number 3, nothing can shake me.
Yeah, that's better than building the ark.
Well, we'll see. How to deal with rejection, inspired by Psalm 34. Remember, God hears His people. Number 2, He's near to the brokenhearted. And number 3, He rescues those whose spirits are
love
crushed.
this.
How about this one? The ultimate advice for dealing with disappointment. From John 16 and Romans 8. Number 1, remind yourself, God promised life would come with troubles. Number 2, put your faith in the one who has overcome the world. And number 3, remember, God is working together all things for the good of those who love Him. So essentially, we're combining list posts, we're combining how-to posts, maybe a little bit of ultimate guide posts in there. So after writing, hundreds and hundreds of blog posts, we have these frameworks that have been proven to engage people. And so we're taking the truth of Scripture and we're shaping it into frameworks and ideations that are clear and digestible for people.
And actionable.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
And then finally, number 5, a prompt to spiritual practice. So in this first example, we start the social post, and this is a video social post. It starts by saying, Jesus says, quote, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world," end quote. And then another prompt comes up after that. It says, spend the next 30 seconds in prayer, meditating on this promise. So we start by sharing scripture. We start by sharing a promise of Jesus. And then we say, don't just read this and click like and think that's great. Take 30 seconds right now. Stop and meditate on that. Another example, we start by saying, hey, what's one thing you're grateful for today? It can be anything. Got it? Awesome. Now, take 30 seconds to thank God for it. Quicken your mind. Think of something you're grateful for. Stop. Give thanks. Final example, devote yourselves to prayer. Be alert and be thankful when you pray. That's Colossians 4:2. Now, spend the next 45 seconds in prayer, thanking God for every good thing in your life. I lied. There's one more example. This one I like, so I want to make sure I say it. Who is a friend you haven't seen in a while? Someone you wish you could see more often. Probably all have someone that we think about like that. Take the next minute to pray for them.
So good.
Sure, you can't see them as much as you'd like, but you can still pray for them no matter where they are in the world. These examples all come from our social media program. Hundreds of churches are using it. We give you daily content so that you don't have to come up with it. I come up with it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work, but I do come up with it. And then we distribute it to you. And it comes with unlimited customization. So if you want to change something, you want to swap out some footage and put in your church's footage, put in your church's photos. If you want to change the Bible verse translation because you're like, ESV is fine, but we like NIV, whatever it might be.
Swap out how to navigate a difficult season for how to navigate a difficult sea on an ark. If you want to swap out something like that.
This is why we didn't allow your church into the program. If you want to learn more about it, get the sign-up link. You just have to send us an email. hello@prochurchtools.com. That'll do it for this episode. We'll see you next time. Hey, thanks for watching this video. We recorded these in advance because we're actually in Scotland, traveling right now, eating bangers and mash. Would you bang that subscribe button?
And would you mash that like button?